Alright, let's get ready to go with everything. Just gonna make some slight changes to make sure I have room for today. Excellent. Alright. Alright, we should be good to go. Let me just do some final number counts here. Cool. And we still have some people getting kicked out because they haven't updated their stuff, but that is a-okay. Alright, we'll see how things go. How am I feeling today? Good and alright. Yes and no. That's the best I can put it. Last night I was up late chilling with some people, got into some heavy stuff. Yada-da. Today I've just been working on custom comp dev, slept in. There's just a lot of, I guess, stuff that's going forward that's more like for the long-term future. Some of it I can tell you guys about, some of it I can't, but I think from now it's going to be making a plan to try to figure out where we're going to move forward in how things are going, if that makes any sense. Like, let me put it this way, what I can tell you. So Arma 4 is coming out in 2027. It would be safe to assume we can base it off of the previous release of Arma 3, Arma 2, and we can try to get like a ballpark estimate, but I would say probably somewhere middle of the year for 2027. Now, of course, as we get closer to that date, information will become available to me, and I will know when it's closer. I'm probably not going to be able, actually no, I'm definitely not going to be able to reveal that to you, but, you know, now it's a matter of balancing my schedule and seeing, all right, with this information, we're about to hit 2025, that gives us about 2 3/4 of a year to move forward with stuff. So one of the final things I want to do for Arma 3 is host some sort of pay-for-pain style event where we then fund a bunch of horror assets, and that's probably going to be our last little huzzah for funding things. Saw some info about it using some Reforger assets. Well, yeah. Sorry, Atomic, that one completely caught me off guard. Reforger is basically the test bed for Arma 4, so yes, all of the assets that are in Reforger are going to be, if not immediately ported to Arma 4, then someone's going to make a mod to port them all over anyway, because that's just free stuff. I'm pretty sure Arma 4 is going to just be running a new version of the Infusion engine. So it's going to be 90s or early 1000s. It could be. They could also just completely redesign the interiors, too. I think the secret is going to be something along the lines of what you're able to find outside of, you know, private discords or leaks or whatnot. Here, let me give you an example. So Bohemia recently put out a request for work for someone for weapon models, but specifically for Arma 4. So if you can track down who gets hired for that position and look at their portfolio, that might help you narrow down what the era for Arma 4 might be. It's going to be things like that, where you need to really deep dive and look at what Bohemia is looking at. The mission just started. Oops. And then you can, from there, figure things out.
Yeah, I've got a video feed.
I need to mute myself. I forgot my plug-in's still not working. And T-Far's broken. There we go. So that would be my 2 cents for you. Now, as someone that's going to end up being in the know, I'm not going to be able to tell you anything. But that is before I became in the know. That is how I helped piece things together. That's how I knew Reforger was coming out before they eventually handed me something to saying, hey, here you are, don't say anything. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So you just need to be vigilant in that regard. Now, of course, if I find anything that's outside of the scope of, you know, what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say, I will let you guys know. But, you know, I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me this information, and anyone that does is a fool. So Snow killing FPS. We're not having any dropped frames. Things look all right on my end. That might just be your connection, but let's go ahead. Remember the announcement for the new game engine? It could be, but I will also say this. Bohemia is working on a lot of different projects at the same time, so that it could mean anything. But you never know. All right, who will win this OFCRA match? Blue 4 is, I think, defending in this one. Sorry, there's a bug that just flew by. And Op 4, I believe, is attacking. Let's do a deep dive of this scenario.
Send in GOAT Team 6 now.
2 years already.
All right, so we've got some tunnels created here, which is quite interesting. They're using that same feature they were using earlier, which is quite nice. We also have some walled-in stuff right here, so there is some blocking areas for the tunnels, and then you can also layer it. So whoever's been making these tunnels, I mean, kudos to them. That's pretty good for what they've set up with Ketchum. Thanks to the 24-month resub, buddy. That gets you a Silver Lance Corporal badge. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But Adamek, we can debate it later in the stream. I have to at least get this all started. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, tab out, and look at my window here. And I'm going to basically go over everything with you guys. So here's the deal. Blue 4 versus Op 4. Blue 4 appears to be that NATO coalition of, I believe, German, Polish, and I think French forces, whereas Op 4 is just going to be VDV. So let me go ahead and scroll up. It just says NATO versus Russia for this operation. Otherwise, with Blue 4 now on defense, Op 4 is trying to basically take out a bunch of ammo depots and a bomb location. We also have an airfield in the center. So here's how the point disparity is going to go for this scenario. So the cap zone right here, whoever has more players in this quote-unquote airfield, which they've built some nice defenses around, by the end of the game, the 90-minute mark, is going to score 3 points. Every other point is scored at the 55-minute mark. There are 5 ammo depots, each worth a single point each, in all of these different areas. There is also a NATO bomb that is worth 2 points, and it is also dealt with at the 55-minute mark. The bomb is destroyed by an interact, however their location can be any of the underground storage areas. Okay, so basically the bomb can be any of the ammo depots, so we don't know where it is beforehand. I mean, this is beautiful tunnel work, and then I think these are some of the IFA concrete bunker textures, and they just add it to their own custom stuff. So all of that's just worth multiple points. The bomb is just a random multiplier. I think Blue 4 get to choose where it goes, or it just really is random and there's no telling it. But otherwise, it's just going to be fighting over these sites, and if Op 4 is unable to get anything, then, you know, Blue 4 wins early on, because that's 5 caches and then a bomb. That's 7 points total. So in order for Op 4 to stay alive, they need to at least gain 4 points. Which means they need to hit at least 4 of the caches or get lucky and find the bomb early on. So it is kind of leaning against Op 4 in this type of scenario. I think what the mission designer is thinking is that if they spread Blue 4 out to multiple zones, that's going to thin out Blue 4 enough for Op 4 to then steamroll. Plus, the airfield is closer to some of the outlying caches, so that's a guarantee that Op 4 can then pull back and then take the airfield. But point-wise, will it be enough? That's the toughie. All right. Otherwise, looking at the zones here, my camera was getting stuck there. Let's go ahead and look at all the assets that both Blue 4 and Op 4 have, and then I'll start naming out players. So we see some Fuchsias on display. These are German APCs. Or might be Fuchs. I don't know. People always tell me that I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I never pronounce it the right way. We got MG3s, Scope G36s in play. This is a magnified optic game, so both sides will see access to things like pit bulls and whatnot. Op 4 will have probably PSOs or NPZ railing, and then we'll see other scopes on that. We got a Maz in play right there. And otherwise, actually multiple Mazes. We also see some single-shot disposable Panzerfausts. And it looks like that is it. I'm not really seeing any marksman rifles in play here. That's just going to be dedicated to all the scope G36s having that capability, which is fine. Looking over at the rest of Blue 4, the other groups, we do have the French forces here with those two, God, I forget the designation, like AMXs or something, but they're basically, I call them tank destroyers. Some of you are calling them just main battle tanks, but anything that moves quickly on wheels and has a big-ass gun to me is more of a tank destroyer rather than an up-armored tank. But, I mean, everyone seems to have a different definition about that. So they've got both of those. We got that side coaxial on it. We got a camera up top. AMX-10RC. Yep, you're absolutely right. We do see some dedicated snipers here with some pretty hefty marksman. Actually, no, those won't be marksmen. Those are actual sniper rifles. We got some mini-me's in play. Some SPAR 16s as well. We see that, you know, it looks like that is the marksman variant. It's got the grip pod and then a nice marksman scope up top. But that could just be the standard battle rifle. We also have some G3s with some marksman scopes as well. So some 7.62 by 51 NATO rifles, or that could very well be the marksman rifle. We also see some transports over here. Looking over here, we got some of the snow tow vehicles, which you can put people in, you know, the passenger car and then the driver car. But otherwise, that appears to be it. We also have some AT4s in play and some GPMGs. This, I believe, is, I don't know if it's the French forces or something else. That appears to be a marksman rifle. That is Twig as the squad leader. He's got a Scar H. Scar Heavy, technically. He's taking the AT4 off of that guy, but he does have a nice scope on that, so this is quite interesting. Let's go ahead and look over at OP4. OP4 are down to 3 different groups here. We have some Gazes with some turnout seats. We have 2 D30 batteries, and they are pre-lining those. Okay. Artillery pieces for OP4. We got some AS Vals in play with some PSO 1-1 scopes. AK-74s looks like they have NPZ railing, so they will be putting pit bulls on top. So they're just going to mirror match those optics. That is quite nice. We also see a lot of grip pods on these AK-74s. And then we also have a T-5000 to mirror that L3. I don't know the exact designation of that sniper rifle, but we have that. Otherwise, OP4 also has some transport trucks. We see some more of their generic infantry here. So that's some other NPZ railed AK-74s, and we've got some PKMs in play there. And then the final vehicle group over here, we do have, 2 S25s. So 2 parachute tanks, a BTR-80 Alpha, and then some BTR-80s on the side. Okay. So both sides have armor capabilities. That is going to be interesting. Otherwise, I'm going to get low here. We see all of the nice little deformed areas here. All these craters. Someone put a lot of work in this mission file. Because Rat Road normally is just a flat area here, but we see that, I mean, all these artillery craters, some water in the snow to indicate little lakes. I think that's there naturally. But especially all the carving of the internal intricacies of the little tunnel systems here. I mean, this is quite nice. I don't want to go all the way around here because I don't want to show you guys where the exact locations of the caches or the bomb is. I wouldn't want... Oh. Anyway, hopefully no one stream sniping. We hear the artillery firing. I'm just gonna call people out. All right, so Depso is leading OP4. He's got Cali as the 2IC. They're already on the arty guns. Blue 4, we have Settler leading, and we'll see how things go. Yeah. We already hear artillery splashing around in the far distance. I actually might still be at shooting. But we've got, okay, Arty's landing up here. It's smoke artillery, and Blue 4 already has a squad here, and they're trying to hold this position. They've got their APC set up. I had to open my mouth. Yeah, exactly. Look, the caster curse just kind of does its own thing. But yeah, so we see that's what an ammo cache looks like. We totally didn't see any like GVUs or anything earlier that would have shown us what the bomb looked like, right? Yeah. We got more artillery smoke landing here. No casualties so far on either side. However, that might be about to change as Lolo starts opening up on some Blue 4. So Op4 immediately going for Ammo Depot 4. I thought there might be a bit more transit time, but Op4 is literally just trying to rush in immediately. Get it? Because they're Russians. And they might also go down to Ammo Depot 5 and start, like, sweeping down to the other depot sites here. Now, if Op4 somehow get all of the points tied to these ammo depots, they will win by default. And I think the cutoff is... I think at 5 points, give or take. No, 5 points they would tie. It just depends on if they get the bomb or not. That's going to really change the math. But now that we kind of know where that is, then we'll adjust it accordingly. But we've got 3 Blue 4 knocked out because they were doing like a bit of a group powwow here and got suppressed to hell. We hear one of the Urals driving up. That's going to drop another squad of reinforcements. Nubass is pushing up on foot. No KIAs yet, but they have gotten a lot of knockouts. And we do see... Oh, I thought people were hiding in the snow, but no, they're hiding in the bunkers here. Kind of weird that Blue 4 wouldn't try to fortify the internal of the bunker and instead going for this, but we'll see how things go. We got this poor bastard trying to carry his buddy out, and he miraculously makes it as he's trying to get to that bunker entrance. Otherwise, more people pushing up, but they are getting knocked out and left in the snow. Op4 immediately pushing. They're going to be checking around this camo netting, and they get sprayed down. At this point, we just need to see double taps. Oh no. Pussy Slayer is down. One of my favorite memers. And it looks like Blue 4 is getting pretty much cleaned up here. I'm curious, did Op4 suffer any KIA for that? It doesn't look like it. They just completely stormed this position. And the only 2 people they have now to deal with are 2 Blue 4 down here. That's a pretty nasty massacre to start with for Blue 4, but will they be able to bounce back, and will they be able to hold the actual position here? We've got one of the 2 S25s moving down to one of the AMCs. Got, I think, more double tapping shots, as they're getting a little confused on where the bodies might be in the snow. The funny thing is, 14E died last week, too. First last week, and that's the community also getting wiped first here. Ah, that's a big ouch. Some shots heading down right here. Nubass has found the cache. A grenade gets thrown in, and that is GG for these 2. Perfectly thrown grenade, and yeah. I think they got fully wiped and didn't take a single casualty. He's getting the RSHG launcher out. That might kill Lolo. And it kills Lolo. You saw the body here. He did not hesitate. Lolo gets blown away by friendly fire. And that is the only KIA that Op4 suffers here, is to that friendly fire. And now they're shooting each other. Amazing. Mr. Cool with that cool -1. Satchel put on the cache, and that is that. 1 KIA for Op4. Multiple for Blue 4. We see another group now coming in at another cache site. This is going to be a quick round, man. Op4, though, they've set up this massive defensive line back here. I feel like there's a little... Uh-oh. 2S25 taking tank fire. They're trying to drift to the side. Unknown where that shot came from, as the enemy tank is right behind them. And they have no idea. We see the blackened texture of that 2S25. Another shot goes out. That one looks like it's a miss. The gun is now turning around, trying to find the target. He's turning out now with his handgun and some binos. He's trying to figure out where that target is, as the tank destroyer is going to pull right in behind him. He's solo crewing this because his gunner's dead. He takes a hit. Tank disabled. Hit it again. Okay, now kill that guy. All right, tank destroyed. Crewman doesn't matter. Tank can get out of here, but that is a nice snipe. Oh, and he decides to double tap him anyway. Well, knock him out, not double tap necessarily. Otherwise, we see that Swola has moved up with a second guy right here. They're going to start breaching this compound. We see some smokes being deployed, so they are giving up on stealth. That's NASA and Swola deploying on the rear, as we have another squad coming in. And it looks like most of Blue 4 are going to hide out in the bunker. That is not a bad call. They just need to make sure they're covering positions where they can overlap each other in the massive amount of different entryways here. We also see the crate has been moved into that area. Ammo Depot 3 is the really important one, though, for, you know, no particular reason. We have a transport vehicle moving over to where that site was, and then OPFOR still poising a lot of their forces on the outskirts. I guess OPFOR's keeping a lot of their units in reserve. It's really weird to see that call made, but I'm assuming it's because they want Depso and Cali to just pound certain areas with artillery first, and then push a majority of their forces in. I'd imagine we're going to see OPFOR go for Ammo Depot 5 as well, but that main one's going to be Ammo Depot 3. Bengi takes a marksman shot and gets knocked out. I don't see any room for either side to be particularly defeated in detail. Blue 4, they are somewhat spread out, but so is Op 4. It's really just going to be for whatever happens. Arty is smoke only? Fair enough. I mean, they did a great rush job with it. Yeah, Lolo, you were the only person in Op 4 that died, and you died to a friendly RSGH launcher, the thermobaric. Yeah. And what annoys me the most is looking down the hallway, they saw the bodies ragdolled over, and they still fired it. So just miscommunication in the tunnels. It sucks, but, oh. Blue 4, I'm wondering if we'll see them send QRF over. Mike now trying to suppress. Can't seem to find a good shot here, but they're just engaging on the surface. I'd imagine someone on Blue 4 kind of just went up here and took that shot and ran back in. We see some shots going across the trees here. NASA has pulled back, and I don't see where Swola went, so I'm assuming Swola got DC'd. So instead, they just opted to pull away. Maybe we'll see some additional forces go in, but for now, we do have a massive Op 4 garrison still on this previous position at Depot 4. I guess what I'm a little confused about right now is where is Op 4's continuous momentum? They did a great job blitzing Depot 4. I feel like we should see something similar at Depot 5. We see it at Depot 2, but it's not a lot. So I feel like some forces are just now a little disjointed, and this is giving Blue 4 more time on the clock to fully deploy their forces, as well as limit the amount of time we'll even see for hitting these cache sites, because it's cashed out at the 55-minute mark. We just saw a long-range tank shot. I think they were trying to engage the Gaz. I don't know if it was this Gaz over here or this other one that the tank saw, but the round ricocheted. Looking at Ash's vehicle, Swola is dead, but that's because he went into the top of... No, that's a Blue 4 player, so that's probably the marksman that got Bengi, but I guess he died coming into here. Trying to see if the body maybe fell through. But Mike's gonna look over. I mean, this is a really good grenade throw, if Mike can make it. Let Gazag go first. Honestly, anything where there's a download slope, just play it safe and throw the nade. Especially when you're doing CQC. You've already taken contact here, so you know. He's gonna get headshotted. He sees him, misses every shot. There goes the grenade. He completely screws up the throw. Got additional forces now coming in. Mario's holding. Mario gonna see the head. Immediately gets the headshot. That's why Blue 4 does have the defensive advantage if Op 4 decide not to throw grenades and just walk in. We see grenades being thrown now, but Blue 4's done the smart thing and pulled away. It looks like he actually did take a little bit of a hit there. But yeah, getting on flat terrain is going to be the for the best here. Anything where Op 4 pokes their head over something, you can immediately take their head off. Gives you a better advantage at actually hitting people. Meanwhile, this has given Blue 4 time to deploy a group on Ammo Depot 5. Op 4 had the opportunity to rush it like they did the other positions. We still have a massive buildup on Ammo Depot 4. Maybe they're going to try to transition to go to Ammo Depot 3, but I doubt it. we're hearing AS Val fire here. As more shots go overhead. Body was dragged back, but it looks like they realized he was dead. And we have one of the AMCs firing into the group up here, I guess as just some light harassment. I think OFCRA has the numbers to win this fight. Mario's just gonna poke out and suppress and get oh, no, he doesn't. Tackle's reloading. And that's about to cost him. As a grenade. Nine main gets thrown in. And he gets blown off. Mario desyncs at the worst possible time. And his AI gets him killed and stuck in the foothold with his gun in one hand. Really shitty time for Mario to lag out right there. Holy shit. Alright, we got the cash. Vincent gets shot in the back because Mario DC'd and didn't call anything out. We got a few bodies down here of Blue 4 defenders eating shit. Ash Mag dumps the cash, and that is 2 points for OFCRA. This position can now be abandoned. We just had some sort of explosive fire out. That was to hit the gas. These guys might be locked in this position, but they can move over and engage from the side. I get Blue 4 taking some of these positions over here, but it's not leaving enough in terms of point value unless they really do plan on counterattacking after. We hear the D30 firing again. Both, actually. I wonder what that's going to be for. They're either going to be giving cover to this position from the surface, or they're going to be putting it... No, these guys aren't ready to rush forward, though. Maybe we're about to see an expedited rush onto the next ammo depot, or maybe we're about to see forces cross onto the airfield. I think leaving a small garrison on the airfield is okay. I think it would be better to just have one of your artillery assets hold it. But yeah, no, they're gonna try to get onto the airfield here. I think that is a little bit of a waste of time. I think if OPFOR really wanted to, they could have rushed the airfield based off of the positioning of the forces in the beginning. Blue 4 didn't really have any room to put stuff on the airfield unless they wanted to rush the garrison here out to the airfield, which would have been a bad call. Hard to say. You've got Gato here trying to hold his own. We also have Diego. Looks like he's on the surface in a tree with a sniper rifle there. And this OPFOR garrison, we have Twig and another guy dismounted. This fight, I think no matter what, OPFOR's not really going to have the manpower to move anybody. And OPFOR doesn't really have a vehicle to move anything out. We might see them steal one of the Blue 4 vehicles if they survive, but they've done their job. They scored the point. If we were to go to 55 minutes, it would now be 5-2. And OPFOR can then just take the airfield and tie it 5-5. So if OPFOR gets one more depot, which I'm thinking is going to be Ammo Depot 5, based off of the posturing we're seeing down here, I think OPFOR is in a really good position to win the game. Blue 4, I feel like they had way too many forces. They set up way too many outer defense lines, but again, it was all kind of only to defend Ammo Depot 1. It's leaving the rest of the ammo depots out to dry. They should have just pushed more forces in the depot positions themselves. They should have rushed the tanks out to actually hold these open areas. And they should have just played more aggressively in the actual center where everything matters. I could have seen them foregoing Ammo Depot 5 or pushing their small group there. Probably losing Ammo Depot 4, but just fortify the hell out of the line right here. And Blue 4 just seems way too loose to make that work properly. Now that is one hell of a launch shot by that vehicle. And they snipe the BTR-80 Alpha and some transport trucks. So 80 Alpha out of the game. And we see more long-range shots going as they're pretty much hitting stuff. Blue 4 now doing some blind suppression here. But with all those transports knocked out, Op 4 doesn't have a way to transition up to this position. That's going to force them to take the airfield. Maybe they'll leave a group here to overwatch. You'll probably see a squad transition out to go join there. And then you'll have some suppressive fire on those Blue 4 positions. That's a shot at them. And then we're probably going to see a smoke billow out here. And Blue 4, or excuse me, Op 4 is going to have to blindly infantry charge. So we're only at the 25-minute mark. -8 would mean we're at the 17-minute mark. Still plenty of time for this round to go, but Op 4 losing a lot of those vehicles, and I don't get why there's more and more people coming to this position. If this position is reported as taken, they should just move on. But now you got Blue 4 coming in with their own vehicles here. And now this Op 4 group is going to kind of be held out to dry. Gazag on 2 kills. He's going to be potentially trying to get away with his forces here. Diego's still in that tree. Might try to leave the tree and get a pick-off or two. But now this Op 4 group is more than likely going to be taken out. I think Gazag is desperately trying to rally whoever's still alive to get in this vehicle and pull away. But if Blue 4 wises up to the fact that that's a stolen vehicle and snipes it, Op 4 is going to be stuck here. Now, in this fight, I'm going to be honest, my money's on Twig King. Twig has the numbers. He's got some pretty good players on his side. People like Cats that know how to win those one-on-one dances. And then he'll double tap with something like a grenade if he can make the throw at least. But he's got the numbers. He's even got some people underground that can come out on the rear. Probably no radio comms with them, but the firefight out here might make Gatto confident to come up. But Pi trying to flank Nordic. Can't seem to get the hit as both of them are knocked low. Nordic runs out of ammo and Pi just taps him. I don't know why there was hesitation there from Pi, but luckily Nordic's mag ran dry. Pi now running into the trench line. Out here we got one of the Fuchsias there firing into the smoke that Op 4 set up. I don't know why they would set that. You got Nubas on the edge, just kind of holding his own. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like the game is now really shifting. If Op 4 cannot make any momentum here and just holds, Blue 4 is going to be able to retransition and then go into the second part of this game with a 5-2 lead and quite possibly just be able to rally and retake the airfield. There's still ample opportunity for a tie, mind you, but I don't think Depso would be one to go for such tie. And that's the crazy thing about this, too. If Op 4 were to just rally and push at a weaker position, like I thought they were going to go for Depot 5, we have this truck right here. I feel like these guys are on reserve to push to Depot 5. I feel like they'd be able to take that, and then they can hold the airfield, and then they'll win on a 4-6 lead. Got Spotty firing out here. We do have some down to Op 4. Looks like Nubas and Mr. Cool were trying to walk out, but yeah, they got picked off by someone with a pit bull because all of their vehicles are smoked. I'm going to be honest, Nubas would have had better luck, I think, running inside of this concrete bunker and just asking for help. But I guess he's just not going to get it. Yeah, no, so he's going to have to basically run back into cover, otherwise they'll get picked off. Op 4 now making their last stand in this trench line. Nordic woke up. He's staying low. Oddball trying to climb. He's going to catch Nordic. Alexander runs up and catches Nordic first. And now we have a role reversal here of Blue 4 breaching their previously held position against a ragtag group of Op 4 that can do nothing but hold. I don't think Gazaga realizes that there's a full squad. Grenade goes in. He immediately tries to run and is able to get away, but with some damage. At least 2 or 3 wounds. He throws a grenade of his own. I think these guys heard it, doing something immediately running away. So there's your call and response. Gatto runs in and finds Bangi. Gets him with the 2-tap, but no double. Bengi with that unlucky reload. I doubt Gatto would have actually double tapped. I'm a little worried about him going up, though. He might get friendly fired. Ash is probably going to be watching the rear at this point because he heard that blue 4 fire. Delayed reaction from Gatto. That's a horrible throw right there, clipping on the bunker. Nubass trying to stabilize, or no, Mr. Cool trying to stabilize Nubass. Another grenade goes out. That's just working to stall. I think Blue 4 is just flushing them out at this point. Way too much panic and these grenades are being thrown, but I think they're thinking the full squad's probably pushing them from the rear. Then you got this 5-man team breaking away. I have no idea where they're going. Otherwise, Gazog pokes out. Might have just gotten a kill. He does not. Some free firing of the corner there. As we now have this entire area smoked. But these two OPFOR in a really bad position here. Just look on the macro here. We do have OPFOR transitioning a bunch of people here. And we have a grenade getting thrown in because that smoke was in the way. And both of those OPFOR get smoked. Possibly by Gemera or... I don't think Gatto would have done that. Let me check the kill counts real quick. Yeah, he's on 4, so I believe that was his grenade thrown. Otherwise, OPFOR, they are doing what I thought they would. They are just transitioning over to the airfield. We see a lot of them taking the easternmost slots as they're trying to figure out how to fill this position. But then some already moving on to this spot. And we're seeing some long-range fire from the garrison all the way out here. And these guys, we have some wounded. And I don't think Blue 4 is going to have the numbers to hold this position. If OPFOR can then transition and take this central position, this may or may not also be where I accidentally showed you guys that the bomb was there. But that would give OPFOR another 3 points and make it impossible for Blue 4 to win. But we just had a tank round come in. The AMC, AMX, whatever you want to call it, the one that killed the 2S25 earlier, now has an angle on the airfield and appears to be trying to blink at OPFOR in these bunker locations. We do have the 80 right here. If the tank looks a little to the right, it will be able to spot it. I'm waiting to see that snipe. We also have some OPFOR getting blown out of these bunker positions. Multiple KIA. And now I'm a little worried that Blue 4 have finally realized that they can just utilize these massive open fields and keep OPFOR pinned down. Big shot there. Another 2 killed and another wounded. Where's the remaining 2S25? We got some smoke coming out. Yeah, he stayed all the way up there the entire game. The other one went super aggressive and got spotted early on and taken out, but I don't know. This is some weird calls here. We have more long-range shots going out. OPFOR trying to move their wounded in. Panama gets knocked out. Genesis running out over here. I think the only way Blue 4 could have saved that was with their tanks, setting up on the open areas and stopping OPFOR from advancing. And I think that's what we're going to get with this tank up here in this nice open lockdown position with the range to potentially blink at anything that comes by. We just had a long-range AT shot go out. It detonated early. We got a smoke billow out all the way out here as well. But with Blue 4 having 2 cones of fire, one right here to harass the rear of the airfield, and then one up here to shoot at anything that might try to cross the airfield, I think Blue 4 is in a good position to now stop any of OPFOR's advances. We've already seen the BTR-80 Alpha get taken out. We've already... What the hell happened over there? We already saw one of the 2 2S25s taken out. The remaining 2S25 doesn't really seem to know where it needs to be positioned at the moment. It's just hugging the back, not really in any good spots to engage. I think Blue 4 have a good spot here. Almost saw the BTR-80s. Oh, clip into each other. Could have had an Arma moment there, which is quite worrisome. I think OPFOR are fully content with just holding the airfield now, not realizing that this is just going to go into a tie game if they don't. let me follow on with that, if they don't go for another depot site. And I thought I saw posturing to push a truck over to Depot 5, but we're not going to see it. So Op4 is going to be playing to tie the game, and Blue 4 is going to be playing to win. This just doesn't make a lot of sense. Usually Depso is a bit more aggressive. I think he was banking on the bomb being at site 2 or 4. And what pisses me off is if he played more aggressively, he could have, went into the second half of this game with the point lead. Instead, he played really conservatively, which is weird because Devso is normally a lot more aggressive. This is not Armor Reforger now. Mr. Cool gets fought, and Jamera gets his 5th kill, only to be friendly fired by Duidson, but Duidson is unable to line the headshot up. We'll see if anyone runs up and taps Nubass, because he was being carried. I don't really know what Mr. Cool's plan was there. I think it was just panic at that point that caused that fight, but, or caused that decision, but Duidson probably going to run up and do the double tap on Nubass. Maybe they're thinking that Op4 is holding out in that little bunker because he just did carry that guy out. Tough to say. But we know Nubass isn't going to be waking up because he was already knocked out. I want to see if Doctor here gets the double tap. You recognize the background music? You probably played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 decades ago. That's where you recognize it from. I'm waiting to see the double tapping shots. Jamera getting medic by Duidson for those shots. We're seeing that point out there. Is he going to give Duidson a kill because he shot at him? Or is he going to take Nubass hostage? They're going to take him hostage! That's funny. But yeah, I don't have a lot of plans for Reforger, considering the release schedule of Arma 4 and everything with that, because I'm one of the few people in the world that, you know, full-time makes missions and Zeus's for this game. So Reforger has a Zeus interface. It currently doesn't have a mission editor. When it gets a mission editor, I will gladly look into it, but I really do need that mission editor. Because Reforger is still, you know, a test. And there's a lot of stuff that, you know, can cause your server to restart. So I don't want to spend 2 hours making something only for it to break and then kill the server and then boom, there goes all my work. And I mean, we ran 3 missions back to back yesterday. Can you imagine if I had to make those all in the server and then one of them crashed halfway through the development and I had to restart everything? I would have not been able to run my missions back to back at that point. So that's just me relying on utility. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see any way Op4 can now transition over to another depot with the information that they have and with the number advantage that now Blue 4 is enjoying because of Blue 4's good counterattacking. Op4 started off great with a near perfect wipe of an enemy squad with, I think, only 1 loss for their own, and it just massive step back because we saw a lot of heavy aggression early on from some groups of Op4, but that was only like 25% of their player base. So now the remaining 75 slowly moseyed onto this airfield, and with now that massive lack of aggression, because again, Blue 4 did not have a lot of units deployed here. They had nothing deployed over here. If Op4 kept that aggression going, they could have caught Blue 4 before they set up their entire defensive line. So now what I think is going to happen is Op4 is going to start putting units on the outskirts of the entirety of the airfield and start sniping more of the vehicle assets till Op4 is completely dry on vehicles. And then we're going to see Blue 4 just plink units off from afar, and then maybe in the last 20 minutes we'll see Blue 4 do a Hail Mary blitz with high attrition, but they're going to bulldoze the remaining Op4 garrison, which is similar to how the previous mission in this campaign played, where Op4 divided their forces up. Blue 4 was a bit slow to push in, but Op4 took no advantage of Blue 4's really slow push in, and they just kind of let Blue 4 develop on and swipe the hell out of him. Or I might be getting the sides confused. No, it's Blue 4 on that side, not 4 on the that side. So, yeah, no, Blue 4 definitely It's basically playing out as the previous round. OPFOR were unable to capitalize on the speed that they needed to stop Blue 4 from basically encroaching on all positions, and that's it, you know? Advanced tips, are we talking Reforger developer, or are we talking Arma 3? That's my first counter question to you. Yep, so the other 2S25 was just found by that northern AMX, and now it is shooting, and immediately it snipes the engine out of the 2S25. That's what we're going to see for the rest of this game. It's going to literally be just OPFOR getting their vehicles sniped and losing everything. I think that was an HE shot, but it was a bit short because those rounds tend to be a bit heavier. But with the cook-off, they don't really have to worry about it. They can just focus on sniping some of these internal areas here. Mostly cup stuff and Zeus enhanced stuff. You know, since we have a second, what's the campaign? What is the... you don't have to tell me about the unit. What is the era that the unit is in? What are their numbers, and what are they fighting? I can totally bash out a campaign with you right now, because the rest of this game, it's going to be very slow. OPFOR, we see them trying to maneuver a small group on, but with 5 guys versus an infantry force like 5 to 6 times that size on this AO. If we partition out the forces outside of it and the timing, there's still a good 20, 25 minutes to make a play, but 5 guys is not going to be enough unless I see, like, I don't know, the most chatted out 5 players I've ever seen in OFCRA just somehow execute this. But I genuinely think Blue 4 is just going to position both of their tanks, start plinking at this AO, and deny OPFOR any ability to move on. Because we still have this armor piece down here that should be overwatching the route. Unless they get tunnel vision and just start focusing on the back line with no one actually covering the front and allow for OPFOR to move forward. But even then, let's say OPFOR goes in, they get the bomb in here, they get the site, that gives them another 3 points. And the score becomes 5-2. No, then Blue 4 would be fighting for the tie game. And OPFOR would be fighting for the win, so... It could work, but OPFOR needs to put more forces in it, and I doubt they're going to be able to do it. But let's see what this 5-man team can do. And we already have Emil following along the rear. So he's going to already radio this up. You see his hand go to his ear, indicating he's using his radio. And now you're going to see Blue 4 send a group out to engage these guys. Emil opening up early, knocking Demovar out. Sarani, 10 people in an ODA, Sarani Liberation Front. All right. Are we talking like Cup Sarani? Like OG Sarani? Because there's another map called Sereno. Oh, there's PHK. Hesitation on hitting Emil. Rigel shows none. Finally knocks Emil out, but okay, Demovar wakes back up. He is the medic. He could get Emil back, PHK back up. But we could see Blue 4 now rally forces over, and we do see OPFOR starting to potentially transition forces to running. We do have some long-range suppression from that other group. This is the plan I was talking about earlier. If OPFOR can move a bunch of forces and then bunk up here with that suppression element covering everything. But is OPFOR going to actually push those forces out, or is it going to get intercepted by the tank? I heard the tank fire. That's on the rear, and we see some infantry moving up there, immediately taking machine gun fire because there's no suppression. The Cup one, well, the Cup one is the OG one. Cup is just a port. But can someone go on Arma 3 Steam Workshop on a website or a web browser and type in S-E-H-R-I-N-O, Sereno. Sereno. And look at the picture and tell me if that's the right one. It should look exactly like Sarani, but it's completely remade with better assets. And Blue 4 is set to potentially win this. OPFOR hasn't made enough points to go for a tie. We just saw some AT fire come up here by OPFOR, firing an RPG at this vehicle. With all of the people that were around here, that genuinely makes no sense to me. I really don't understand why there is such a hesitation here. But we see OPFOR now slowly pushing in more forces here. Tank is now sleeping. I think it's getting tunnel vision with what's over here, but we saw another tank round go over. I think from the northern tank, it's now trying to engage the northern line. Sereno requires J-Bad. Okay. But Sereno is the one that, it's Serrani, but it's remade with more modern assets. You're in the editor and you have it? Thanks, Nemesis. But yeah, if you want something a little more, I don't want to say stable, but something that's a little less boring, I would go with Sereno personally. Because you get the exact same terrain, the exact same textures, but everything done with some better assets. But yeah, if you're going with Serrani, then it's definitely the OG Cup one. But that aside, we're having some nice long-range machine gun fire here, ironically, from 2 MGs. But look, Blue 4 is now transitioning from the north in some of their vehicles here. They're going to start sniping this Overwatch element, leaving that element to dry. Op4 only sending half of their force over because they're not trusting their Overwatch. But look, Blue Force pulled everything from this far left side and is remaking a defensive line to hold outside of the bunker. I think this is GG. I normally don't want to call GG early, especially only at like the 45-minute mark, but you have a very aggressive Blue 4 coming in and hitting stuff from the northern side. Another group now coming in too. Blue 4 is just going purely on the aggressive, and they're going to start catching forces out in the open. Look at what Parthius just did, though. That was a really great call. He just basically went into this bunker and killed the machine gun team, and that grenade did a double tap. Where is that Op4 aggressiveness, though, for the other 75% of the player base, though? It's not here. You're seeing it more now in Blue 4 as they're charging in. So Marty probably about to get shot in the back of the head. Roll credits. There it is. And Blue 4 now have a multiplayer advantage here. And we see that Blue 4 are attacking that original group of 5 now. We got multiple casualties there as well. But Developer, I'll get back to your campaign in a second. I just want to see how this plays out. Because we're probably going to have a lot of lull time at the end. Anyway, Soap gets knocked out. Somewhere I hear Captain McTavish yelling. Here's the funny thing. We have Maxic being red on redded by the freaking 80. Where's the coordination here? That's why we had half of the squad over here not go forward. Because they didn't realize that these were friendlies firing over there. He gets hit with a frickin' Maz round. Interestingly enough, he's still alive. That should have cooked him off. Soap wakes back up. We hear some more MG3 fire. More tank rounds going off as they're shredding the remaining defensive garrison on the eastern side of the airfield. Op4 are just completely miscoordinated. I feel like Depso only had control of like 20 to 25% of his player base, and the rest just moseyed in to the airfield. Soap gets that fight, and he gets Samu too, and a 2-for-1. Will he double tap? Double taps that body, go for Samu's. He's trying to pick up that AT4. He gets it. Max Simmons coming around, though. He's going to catch him looting. Oh, but he pulls away in time. Another Maz round comes out. That one hits the bunker. I don't know what's going on here. Soap tries to use the AT4 to noob tube Max. And I'm actually surprised Max is still alive. He got hit by it, don't get me wrong, but wow. Majority of Blue 4 lost. Good chunk of Op 4 on the first wave got killed. It is Pierce's group now coming in, but Blue 4 have the numbers on the defense. Op 4 are going to be playing for a tie game. I'm calling it now. Unless there's like a random Op 4 strike team that's going to come around the rear or something, we see all of Op 4's numbers remaining on this airfield. They just lost that aggression. Yoinking that map for later invade and annex work. I mean, it works out because you have the bottom left island. It's Serrani, you know? So you've got the nice bottom left spawn island. You can take over the southern junction, then the northern junction. Soap somehow wakes back up. Loads a GL. Pushing with the Spar 16. Finds Max, sprays him down. Kylie, though, literally pre-fires the corner with a GPMG and keeps shooting. Disrespectfully keeps shooting. Oh my god! Blue 4 command was Settler, and now you got these guys out here, they're suppressing Pupper, who's trying to play dead. And now Medicaid. That's a hit in the leg. Was that a fucking Blue 4 tank round that just ricocheted in there? Or are they deliberately firing? No, okay, so it ricocheted. Anyway, Pogo goes down, Moz round comes out. Because there are some OPFOR units remaining. More long-range machine gun fire. And I can't tell if this is a red on red or if there was a Blue 4 guy here, but judging from the fact that Rigel's trying to run away, who knows? Parthius might solo this for all I know, because, good God, he just needs to sneak through, get into the bunker complex, because no one's covering the ammo depot itself. So if OPFOR somehow sneak by, they can just snipe the objectives and put OPFOR in the money. Sneaking through in an IDAT van, yeah, I did that with the 506 back in the day. Then destroy a weapon cache, then assign some other task. So here's my question for you, developer. What's your overarching goal for the campaign? What is your end goal? What do you want your community, not in terms of players, but them as a group? Like, let's say, for the hypothetical situation, they're the United States, and we're dealing with the Sarani Liberation Front. What is the United States' goal in Sarani in the first place? Like, what are you trying to ultimately achieve? Because once you answer that question, you can start building your operation concepts around achieving that end goal. Blue 4 just pulled everything back defensively. I see Rigel's been knocked uncon, so I'm assuming he got red on redded here. And these guys are very confused by that. But he's under a tree, so he might not be found, which is even funnier. Tom's is just looting the damn body after they shot him. That's amazing. And we still have those freaking tanks firing. We have another BTR that's been sniped. I think OPFOR is out of armor at this point. They're just down to infantry. And I feel like the tanks are starting to realize that they've killed everything because now they're going a little closer to this AO. Still staying outside of RPG range. But, yeah, they feel much better about encroaching on this damn thing. So that's the northern one. So Sam, it's Sam and Lolo from my community. So it looks like they switched out because Sam has gotten 2 APC kills, a tank kill, 9 infantry kills. Lolo now on the gun, getting an infantry kill, and they're continuing to shoot. But the shots are ricocheting in the Blue 4, which is the funniest thing. Meanwhile, OPFOR down to Damien, unconscious there. Damn. Sarani's in political turmoil. The U.S.-backed government is under attack from the SLF, a well-organized rebel group. People... So you're basically doing coin stuff. Gotcha. And then just... because I missed it, what is your player base representing in terms of community? I assume the United States? Or is it the US-backed government under the SLF? And they got better gear than that, that's fair. Yeah, so... Did they actually just lose? How did you lose it? I'm checking all the AT gunners. None of the AT gunners got a kill. How did you lose it? Did they friendly fire? Were they not counting? There's no one here with a car or a tank kill. What? What the fuck? I genuinely think it might have been... Both of them are accrued with a tank kill, though. Tank was too tired of carrying the mission. I don't know. I don't see any early on craters indicating any missed RPGs. Alright. Blue Force still have one tank. We've got 7 minutes till the 55-minute marker is cashed because it had that 8-minute save start. We still have a few forces back here, but everything's transitioning around to start engaging the airfield. From now, we need to figure out and see how Blue Force is going to basically push these defenses. Really, it was going to rely on that those two tanks providing support, but I think they'll still be able to do it with one, but that's really weird. Probably bad maintenance. Ah! Sure. I'd imagine this tank's probably going to come around, go in the middle of these two groups, and start suppressing to allow an opening for vehicles to rush in. That would be my guess. Alright, so developer, here's what I would do in your situation. You are basically trying to infiltrate and dismantle a rebel group. Now, the US has a certain standard on how they do stuff like that, but... it's your own headcanon. You can do what you want with it. I'm gonna check, yeah, I'm gonna check in Blue 4 AT gunners too. I just can't seem to see... because it could have been a Moz guy up here, but I'm not seeing any negatives on the tank kills. Plus, I mean, that vehicle was with them earlier, so if they were to then friendly fire it later, that also makes little to no sense. Yeah, the crewmen are only equipped with carbines. They do have scopes on them, though. Damn. So, I mean, impromptu riflemen, they could get behind some of the OPFOR and take them out, but, I mean, we'll see. It's a rear sweep at this point. But, developer, here's what I would do in your shoes. I would make, for your campaign, a list of a few VIPs. Some people that are in charge of the Liberation Front, and then a few other people that also do specific tasks, like maybe someone in the puppet government. Hold on. RPG goes out as well short. MG3's getting some knockouts here. Tom's is down. So is that tree. But yeah, this group down to 2 now. I'm gonna be honest, I think Lolo and Sam are just gonna get friendly fired if they come up here. Still waiting on seeing if Parthius will do anything. He's stolen an MG3. He doesn't have enough time to go in and solo the objective, though. I think it's just GG at this point. We see some suppressive fire coming up here. Maybe they thought they saw something. I don't see anything, though. Even with my light. Damien's still on con over there. I think that's going to be over with. Looks like Depso is attempting to drive a vehicle out. But we do have this tank over. I don't know what the freaking tank is doing. Maybe it's just being on the reserve to hold the corner. I don't understand. Is Ground Command still alive? Settler is still alive, though, so who knows. Whenever you have these large-scale groups, though, it's really hard to keep them all coordinated. Here's some bursting now coming in from the south. They're still firing in the middle group. Maybe Parthius can come up. Get some kills here. Burst goes on Azenor. However, Parthius immediately takes fire. Oh, no. Oh, bro, completely just missed the spin. Freaking Mr. White somehow outlasts that. Great call on Mr. White to immediately pull left and get away from Parthius' barrel. But wow, Parthius went for broke there and almost got away with it. He also has an RSHG launcher. Not gonna lie, that might have been a bit smarter in the opening, but ooh. Tank isn't holding, it's moving again. I genuinely, I think, okay. Predictably, it could be coming over to get on this side to then be a supporting asset for this infantry to push into the airfield. Otherwise, I honestly don't know. Both sides have been doing some really questionable calls recently. I think Depso is trying to push to Ammo Depot 1 to potentially take it. However, he has 2 minutes before that stuff is cashed in. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it. After this, it's going to be a bit of a slow game as Blue 4 are now going to be the ones on offense. Blue 4 suppressing that smoke grenade. And maybe some stuff further back, it's hard to say. Oh, they might have spotted Bursty's body and tapped it. Pierce now looking around. Wait for it. Pierce is a master at timing his grenade, so I can imagine he might be able to get some nice free kills with said grenades, but that's if he has them. Saw a grenade go out there. Morgan on Blue 4, I guess they're throwing that to cover him. Here's trying to line up on Kaiser. He gets spotted by Marvin. Kills Marvin. And Kaiser has no idea what just happened. I love these players, man. Got some blind suppression going up that might be on Sam and Lolo, yep. I said they probably are going to get friendly fire because there's just no coordination at this moment. Oh my god. Did he blow up the cache, though? Failed by West. Completed by East. That's still alive. Why did the bomb? I think it's invincible now. Okay. Here's how I'm going to score this, because I think things are a little messed up. I think it cashed this in for the East for some reason. That wasn't supposed to be the case. I'm going to be liberal with my scoring here, because I think they started mag dumping the box as the cache was scored. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Op4 has 3 points, 1 for each of the caches, and Blue 4 has 3 points. No, 4 points, excuse me. 2 for these sites, and then 1 for the bomb, which is worth 2 points. So that's 4 points for Blue 4 and 3 points for Op 4. Which means whoever scores the airbase wins. Because that's going to be an extra 3 points. This is either going to go 7-3 or 6-4. Tank is now playing overly aggressive. I thought it was going to be a supporting asset. But I don't trust the scoreboard because it cashed the bombs out to the East, which doesn't make sense because they never got into cache 3, and we saw the bombs right there. It looks like they were eventually able to cook the crate off. It might have been late, actually, so this is... based off of when it was scored, since they were able to cook the box off and we saw it done on the other aspects, I'm actually going to amend my score. It's still, I think it's still 2-5. Because the box was still there when we saw things get scored, so I just don't think it was done in time. Pierce getting a shot on Mr. White, knocking him out. So, again, OFCRA's playing for the tie game. By checking back, though, and seeing that the box then disappeared, I think they were just shooting at it late. I have no idea what this shit is, though. These guys should be on an Overwatch position helping Blue 4 transition, and they shouldn't be doing this joyride bullshit. So developer, I do have a pay for campaign in about 3 hours, 15 minutes. But now that we're going to be waiting here, I think Pierce just got freaking laser beamed by something over here. We see that Blue 4's also manage. They're going to mount up in their vehicles. They're probably going to rush the airfield. We already see other people rushing into the airfield as well. But here's what I would do in your shoes. I would make a VIP list of basically people that I would want to be looked at throughout the entire campaign. So I'd have the leader, I'd have the second in command, I'd have an arms dealer that is supplying the locals with everything, the Sarani Liberation Front. I would have an undercover informant within the US-backed puppet government. So they're also cooking off some of the vehicles. Okay, whatever. I might have been a friendly, though. Alright, doesn't matter. And then I would have, like, a local cell leader. And here's how I would play my campaign out. I would do the first mission to be a point raid on a cache site. That we were basically able to work with the locals. They gave us this information. We go in, we hit the cache. And then we find some intel in there that there is like an intel hub or a nexus point or something that gives us a bit of intel on the people we're fighting. The intel, it's not that much, or how would I say this? It's limited because they figured we might be coming to hit it, so we're only able to recover so much. So we learn that, well, we learn who the direct leaders are. We don't know where they are at that point. We know that there's a few other contacts that they have that are critical, and then we get another breadcrumb of information. And how you would basically do those missions going forward is eventually... Yeah, so that tank finally gets taken and knocked out. The gun is still alive, though, and they're suppressing it, and the tank is just sniping them. I have no idea what these chuckleheads are doing with this thing. On both sides. I don't know why it's spinning around like that, just going for kills. I don't know why people are suppressing. I give up. I give up. But as I was saying, I would eventually basically work on doing a few missions. Bomb objective was not completed by Red 4, as I understand. I will confirm after. Yeah, it wasn't interacted with at all by OFCRA, so it shouldn't have been cached. But we see some suppression of these vehicles firing at this one Gaz. They're coming up here, I think, to pick up these guys and then transition from the north. But we also have Sam and Lolo pushing in. Air tower just got taken out. Kremet gets knocked out. Another guy gets knocked out as well. I don't think OFCRA have the manpower to hold this position at all. And we still have some Blue 4 being left behind here. I don't know what their plan is, but I think Blue 4 is also a bit disjointed. But yeah, let's go through that with all the VIPs I listed. Mission 1, do that point raid, take out that cache, find some follow-on intel, and then go for that little Nexus site, get a hard drive or, you know, interact with a laptop piece of intel, bring it back to command, find that it's also partially destroyed because, you know, OFCRA were trying to scuttle it. While that intel is being gone over, react as a QRF force with local friendly forces in the region. Let's say it's the aftermath of a terrorist attack in one of the major population centers, and you just move in to basically help clean things up. That gives you a nice op where you have to deal with civilians, deal with friendly forces, take out enemy forces that are in like civilian gear or whatnot to blend in. That could be a nice filler operation. You know, protect the president, something like that for the Saranian government. Third mission is you actually get a little bit of information off of the device that you were able to pick up. Hold up, Blue 4 now starting to transition here. And they're going to drive right in, getting some big air. That's quite funny. Are they going to drive like right into this defensive group as well? Nope, they're going to immediately pull back to those units there. It's just a few guys. NASA, though, on the flank here. Let's see if he can hit anything. I do love that these guys are literally just driving over. What on earth are you doing? Now you got Chuckleheads turning out. Now you're dismounting right here. I'm waiting for Kevin to just, like, come out and shoot these guys. That... Wow. Even I'm impressed in a bad way. Alright, so we got other forces there. Did Sam and Lolo get found and killed off? Yes, they did. They got sniped up here by I don't even know what. Yeah, Freebird was playing, I guess. Yeah, and they're all dead. Max, I said they're all dead. You gotta die now, buddy. See? There we go. Perfect. Alright, Blue 4 rush a few people in, and they get killed because they had no fucking support. That was one of the dumbest things I've seen this mission. We still have this tank alive, and it's still picking people off, and these people are still here not calling for an RPG to come in. Mission 3, developer. Find intel from what you recovered on a weapon pass-off. So go raid a coastal location, find that there is an active arms deal going on, stop the arms deal, and you can either, depending on how long you want this campaign to be, you can either capture the guy that's in charge of procreating arms for the SLA, or you can capture one of his lesser guys, and then that gives you an entire campaign of... Wait, what the heck is this? Is it just a random downed convoy over here? Yes, it is. Alright, that's cool. But... you then basically give yourself a lot of avenues of, all right, we can pursue looking for the weapons leader. We can pursue, okay, why was the terrorist group able to, you know, make that attack I outlined in the second mission? And you'll eventually find, you know, the informant as a mid-ranking position in the military, and then, you know, some of the guys are loyal to him, so you then have to take out some of them to then get to him and yada-da. But as you basically capture the informant, as you capture the black market dealer, as you capture any other VIPs you put into the scenario, like that cell leader, you eventually get enough quote-unquote intel to then make a final move on the compound where the leadership is hiding. And then you can decapitate the cell from something like that. But that would be like anywhere from a 8 to 15 mission campaign. You can even go longer if you want. But that's how I would do something like that in your shoes. And I'm sorry if it was disjointed over the fact that we are doing PvP, and now we got this massive group of infantry dismounting in the zone. And I'm waiting to see if more people are going to follow, because we also have people out here. I think this is just going to rely on Twig King and getting his guys over, because now they're fighting the dudes that are pinned down by the tank. Cat's pre-firing the corner, though, is pretty nice, staying low with that MG. However, he gets knocked out, possibly by some PKP shots overhead. Really good idea. Yeah, I hope your guys enjoy it. I'm down for randomly brainstorming with anybody. What I can't do is take a look at the mission file and do all the work for you. But I am totally down to brainstorm. The only time I'm doing mission file work for people is if I'm commissioned to. I still love that we have the tank firing and just annihilated this frickin' barracks position. It still has rounds and they're just destroying all the defensive positions that OFCRA has. It's... Oh, this turned in... That pisses me off the most. This started off as a really good round, with OFCRA doing some great charge plays and getting right on top of Blue Force positions, giving them no time to advance, and then the rest of it played out like a standard slow OFCRA match, where it was predictable to see the ending. But the beginning, it really looked like OFCRA was going to get a proper blitzkrieg in, you know? But nope. Oh well. Maybe next week. Good satchel attempt, though, by OFCRA. That grenade kills Boffo, and now it's just Maxim here going like, oh, I don't know what to do. Ah, what do we do? Catch is just going for it. They're pre-firing the corners on the bodies. And Cats falls into the trench. And the person that got him immediately gets counter-sniped by Dewinson. Or was it Twig King? Oh, it might have been Twig King because he is the marksman. Yeah, we got a nice ACOG on that thing. Other guy, Maxon gets killed. Snuggles double taps. And is Dr. Snuggles a real doctor? He is not. But Dewitson is, so they can get Cats back up. Otherwise, we see some vehicles blown out over here. That's one of the Foosh transports. Don't know what did that, but oh well. Let's do a quick head count of people in the zones. We've got Op4 with, what, 3, 4, 5, because I'm counting the wooden here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 versus Blue 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Team 6 now.
5 with Cats, 6 with Twig King. But Blue 4 still have a massive amount of infantry they can commit into the zone. It's just, will they go into the zone? How do you have -4 infantry kills? What have you been doing? Who did you kill? Oh, you freaking degenerate. Blue 4 doesn't have anything left out here. We have a bot out there. That's interesting. Got Dava and Cheeseburger having a dance of death. Cheeseburger's about to get behind Dava. Achilles, thanks for the 14-month resub, buddy. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Yeah, Sam and Lolo got sniped. NASA now shooting at Dava. The fights out here don't really matter. Yeah, so we have a bunch of Blue 4 out here as well in the Overwatch fallacy of not doing anything except just plinking at enemy positions. They need to actually go into the zone. Napa label, I think, trying to come in. We have random machine gun fire from afar over here. Let's see if they get the vehicle to stop. Looks like they do, and we see some more blind suppression. Rest of the infantry loading up. They're going to have to take off the camo net, and then they can go forward. But yeah, Blue 4 have lost a good chunk of their infantry. I don't know to what, but seeing some random bits of friendly fire, I can guess. I called GG for Blue 4 a while ago. You could still see it turn around, but again, Op4 is only playing to tie. Blue 4 is playing to win from the points I've calculated out. Because I don't think Depso got that kill on the box in time. Because we still saw it, and it wasn't doing that cook-off stuff we saw with the previous box. Snuggles! Gets knocked out by Depso. And I think Depso just got Hillary Clinton by Alexander. Multiple shots to the back of Depso's head. I'm going to rule that as a suicide. It's that easy. Nico takes headshots to the front. And Alexander just literally rolls in and gets a triple kill. Jesus Christ. 4 kills for Alexander. Self-checkout by assist. That's a good one. Wait, they're driving with the camo. What? What? I didn't know we'd be playing with the custom compositions already. Huh. Excellent. I thought we were going to wait for Pay for Pain to have turtle tanks, but guess they're here now. Camo nets. Who would have thought? All right, Op4 now, I think they're going to lose the number advantage at this point. The rest of Blue 4 are going to push into the red zone. We got suppressive fire from literally 6 dudes out here. 7 dudes. 8 dudes, and one of them's an AI. Okay. Overwatch fallacy. Depso, I got a question to ask you. What was your plan for this scenario? Like, where were you going to not be aggressive? Because I thought, based off of what happened with Depot 4 and Depot 2, you're going to continue that aggression. You're going to transition and hit Depot 3, and then you're going to go down and hit Depot 5, and it never happened. And Blue 4 had nothing in your way. So was it like a communication breakdown? Were you unable to push people forward? No, the tank isn't repaired. They're suppressing with MG3s. The AMX happened. Fair. By losing one of your two S25s early on and the AMXs having tight control over the AO, you just weren't able to push in. Alright. I got you. I got you. That's a fair assumption, because it really looked like you were trying to be aggressive and then just all momentum fell apart. NASA throws a satchel out. Let's see if he gets anybody. He's going to get Mr. White with it. Beep, beep. Never mind. The snow decided to eat the explosive. I thought Mr. White would be dead, but then I remembered, no, this is Rat Road, and Rat Road's snow on the ground eats everything. Katz is now cleaning house. And now Blue 4 have 4, 5, 6 people in the zone. Op 4 have 6, 8 people in the zone. So Blue 4, if they push the other group on the other side, they'll win. But this might go down to kills at this rate. Yeah, Lolo, was that the... Hold on, was that for Blue 4 or Op 4? Because I know Blue 4 lost the tank early on. I don't know what got the tank, though. Op 4 had no capability to get the tank. And none of Op 4 were credited with kills. Cat's waiting in the smoke for another target to come out and gets the kill, and that just leaves that garrison out there. But are you talking about Blue 4's tank or Op 4's tank? Because I know Op 4... Lucky RPG from Cheeseburger. Okay. Cheeseburger didn't get the kill. But yeah, no, it had to have been an RPG then at that point, but it didn't give him a kill credit. Well, now I see him with the kill credit, but he was alive a lot longer. Okay, I don't know. I don't know at this point, because I checked every body up here and no one had the kill that was alive, so... I agree, Depso. The level of aggression you guys showed definitely put you on the board. It just, you guys got slowed down because the AMXs, and that's just unfortunate. And then, yeah, the 2S25 that went out on its own to the south. That's what pisses me off the most. The 2S25, it tanked 4 rounds from the AMX before it finally got cooked off, and not a single time was the 2S25 looking in the right direction of where the fire was coming from. It was kind of painful to watch, honestly. So that tank crew just kind of oofed it. I do love this PKM gunner just chilling right here, waiting at the doorways here. Got some across shots here. I don't know. Maybe that was on the tail end firing at Ellis there. I still don't understand how you have -4 infantry kills and a negative armor kill. Like, maybe he killed the AMX. Who knows? But Cheeseburger also has an armor kill, so it really could be anyone. I am so sorry that that's so blinded. Night vision is not really better, to be honest. Did the enemy AMX move from start? One AMX went south, one went north. And they started from down there. So I don't really get the question, Lolo. They were supposed to be locked for 3 minutes. Chat, does anyone remember if they moved in the first few minutes? Because I don't remember. But I mean, we also saw that the bomb objective was bugged in this mission, so who knows? I'm gonna put night vision on in here because it's dark enough to warrant. Oh, this is no. Are you fucking kidding me with that fatal funnel for Twig King? Are you actually kidding? Literally fatal funneled by a freaking PKM. I'm at a loss for words. Captain Morgan goes down. That was disgusting. Oh my god. Alright, well, it's safe to say Blue 4 won this. Final score is either going to be 8-2 or 7-3. Because I don't know if Defso got that last ammo box in time. Alright, there goes that guy. Ahem. Can Ricky Sad channel his inner Audrey Hotto and somehow wipe all of the Blue 4 in the AO to win the match in, what, 12 minutes? Yeah, even if he did, it doesn't matter, though, because the 3 points on this airfield are going to negate that. So final score is going to be 7-3. Next stream is going to be in 3 hours. It's going to be pay for campaign. Who's coming? Asnor, breach him. Come on, breach him. They're literally charging this poor man. There we go. GG. Alright, that's a Blue 4 victory. And they're killing themselves with their own grenades now. It matters to the campaign, fair, but to me, it doesn't. Final score should be 7-3 at this point, but yeah, OCAP stopped early on because OFCRA had been completely wiped. Alright guys, back in 3 hours for pay for campaign, with Plinko, with custom compositions, and all this great. This is wrong. Because the bomb was not destroyed. This should be 7-3. That's a lie. Because the bomb is located over here. And OPFOR never got into this zone. And we know the bomb's here because there's a GPU right here, and this was never touched. So anyway, Blue 4 win. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Developer, hope your campaign goes well. Otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.